Okay, we're going to talk about representing decimal fractions using a variety of models. Okay, vocabulary. Decimal is a number system based on 10. Fraction is a number that expresses parts of a whole or a set. Some examples. Decimals and fractions can be used to represent the same number. Use decimal grids to show the relationship between decimals and fractions. Okay, so let's look at this. What is the decimal equivalent of this? This is a 100 block grid, okay? And so if we looked at this, each row is, or each column is worth 10, right? So we have 10 and 20. 20 out of how many?
100.
20 out of 100, okay? Or 20 hundredths. Let's look at this one. This is also a 100 grid. How many do we have shaded in? 90 out of how many?
100.
90 out of 100, or 90 hundredths. Okay, so let's write a fraction equivalent or a decimal equivalent. What is this? How would I read this decimal here?
0.
Oh no.
40 over 4 over 10.
Nope. Okay, let's think about what place value is my 4 in?
10.
10. So we would write this as 4 over 10. Let's read this fraction. What is this fraction read as?
2 over 100.
2 hundredths. If I were to write this as a decimal,
0.02.
decimal 0, 2. How would I read this decimal? 7 thousandths. So my 7 would be over 1,000. Okay? This one's a little bit more difficult. 7/8. It's not a tenths, hundredths, or thousandths. When we convert a fraction to a decimal, we put top number in the box and divide, add a decimal and a 0. Okay? 8 will go into 70. 8 times 8 is 64. 10 minus 4 is 6. I have to borrow, add a 0, bring it down. How many times will 8 come out of 60? 7 times. 8 times 7 is 56. 60 minus 56 is 4. Add a 0, bring it down. How many times will 8 come out of 40? 5, right? So if I were to read this as a decimal, what would that be read as? 875 thousandths. Okay, and then if I were to write this decimal as a fraction, what place value is my 2 in?
The hundredths.
Okay, 2 hundredths, okay?
I was asking a question.
All right, let's look at the next one. So if we're going to model on this grid, this hundredth grid, 89 hundredths. Okay, so I would shade in
8 rows.
8 columns.
And 9 of 4.
And then 9 of one column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that would be modeling 89 hundredths, or 89 pieces out of 100. Look at the next one.
89 over 100.
Yes. So let's look at this one. So just like what you said, 67 hundredths. How many would I shade out of the 100? 67. Here's 1, 2, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 67 hundredths. All right, let's look at another one. Okay, let's, you all tell me what is modeled here. How many columns do I have shaded fully?
4.
4, which would be how many?
40.
40, and then plus 3 would be what?
43.
Out of
All of 100.
43 out of 100. If I were to write this as a decimal, decimal
43.
43. Okay, number 10, or next one. What is modeled here? How many columns do I have shaded in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total columns, which is worth how many? 70, and then 71, 72, 73, 74, 75 out of how many?
100.
75 out of 100, or 75 hundredths. Okay, what's modeled here? Now this isn't just like each column, so you might have to actually count an array here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots. So 5 times 6 is what?
30.
30 out of 100. Okay, or 30 hundredths. We could also write this as 3 tenths. Those would be equivalent. Okay, let's look at this one. How many columns do I have colored in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
60.
60 out of 100. Okay, if I were to write this as a decimal, it would look like this. What would be an equivalent to that?
6 over 10 or 6 tenths.
Okay, 6 tenths. Very good. All right, we're going to fill in this chart. 40 hundredths. What would that look like as a decimal? It would look like decimal 40. What place value is my 3 in this one? Tenths, hundredths, or thousandths? Tenths, hundredths, or thousandths for that one? Thousandths. Okay, so I'd have 3 over 1,000. What place value is my 9 in this one? Hundredths. So that would be a 79 over a 100. 9 thousandths. So where would I put my 9? Would I put it in the tenths place? Would I put it in the hundredths place? Would I put it in the thousandths place?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Let's look at this number. 16. And what place value is my 6 in?
The thousand.
Hundredths. So 16 over 100. What about my 2? What place value is my 2 in? Hundredths. So 32 over 100. And then 8 100ths. So would I put my 8 in the first place value?
No.
Would I put it in the next one?
No.
I'd put it in the next one for hundredths. 8 hundredths. Okay. Hope this will help you guys when you review at home too. Okay?